Welcome everybody to Shadowrun Returns. It's May the 2nd. I bought this game a couple days ago and all the sequels. So expect to see those too. And now I'm gonna play it. I don't normally like RPGs in the vein of Shadowrun Returns. I prefer more like open world type games like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and Cyberpunk 2077. That's more my wheelhouse. But I have played a couple more like old schooly type RPGs. Like I have both Pillars of Eternity, the first one's better. I have Pathfinder Kingmaker, which I need to play again because I didn't finish it the first time because I kind of fucked up because I don't understand how actual like D&D and Pathfinder works. But I like Shadowrun when I'm playing an actual tabletop. Shadowrun is what I like to play. I've done a little bit of D&D, but it's not really my bag, which is really odd because when it comes to fiction, I prefer regular like medieval style fantasy over like urban fantasy, which is kind of what Shadowrun is. It's like cyberpunk mixed with like, you know, fantasy and stuff because it's 2012 and magic happened. If only that's what actually happened in 2012 in the real world, am I right? No, instead nothing happened and now it's 2020, well 2021 now actually, and everything sucks. I'm still working on my medium Let's Play. That was supposed to come out at the end of May to Scare, and that was last month. And not only that, I'm gonna have to wait another month because even though nothing's been uploaded yet, I've got a copyright claim on the first episode of the medium from a company that has nothing to do with the medium. They're claiming music that they didn't produce. So I sent in a dispute and we'll see what happens. If this shows up on a different account, it's because they nuked me. Woohoo! Anyway, let's play a game. Because apparently you can get more stories on Steam, but I don't want to. I'm playing on easy because I suck. I'm gonna be a lady because I like being a lady. I'm gonna be an elf because I like being an elf. And I'm gonna be a street samurai because I like to shoot things. Woo! Yeah, I'm just gonna pick whatever one I like the look of the most, and then my actual like person will look like whatever. Stop. Whoops. I just like to be like albino. I don't know why. I just like the look of it. That's the closest I can get to white, I think. Magic of Horns. Stat time! Spend your karma! What? This isn't how it's like in Shummer. No, I want a rifle. Okay, that's all my karma. Let's do corporate. Because why not? Most Hunter, she's a street name had a working name. I'll just do Saul. Press F5 to quick save your game. Press F9 to quick load. Your apartment, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's got 4 walls, a roof, and isn't on fire. Fuck yeah! Even the cockroaches have fled in search of better accommodations. Not exactly a runner's dream pad, but right now it's about all you have left. Running the shadows is about feast or famine. One day you're Nova Hot, working jobs that allow you to eat at 5-star restaurants. The next, well, you're here. This one's a famine for the ages. Slagging fixer hasn't called. The money's run out, and then some. Sinless and free. Free to starve in the cracks of a society run by megacorps who just want your union. Something needs to change. And soon. It's 3 a.m. You got nowhere to go but down. Yep. I like how, because all, like, cyberpunk kind of media all goes back to, like, Neuromancer and stuff, they tend to share a lot of the same slang terms, like Nova. You see that in Cyberpunk too. There are some other things. Oh man, look at me. I'm looking good, actually. Yeah, this is a really fucking nice apartment, actually. Like, it's not like this game came out in, like, I don't know, fucking 1990 or whatever the fuck, where, like, you could be, like, dirt broke and still kind of afford a fairly nice apartment. Like, what the fuck? What are you complaining about, bitch? You just need to clean it up a bit and it's fine. There's a bed. There's a computer. Does it do anything? Your computer, state of the art in 2050, broken since 2051. Why do you have it then? Just get rid of it. A slip of paper with your bank balance, enough to cover you through the end of the week. It's like a point-and-click adventure game. Your notebook, calendar, contacts, that kind of thing. View your list of contacts. Oh no, poor Dowd. Oh no, Nash is missing. Oh no, New Larry's dead. Sam Watts is also probably dead. Sangoma is also dead. Halfjack, retired or dead. Oh no. All the other dead ends are just plain dead. That's... It's empty, nothing to do. Oh no. New objective, answer your vid phone. That's a thing. Okay, to clarify, what I know about Shadowrun, I actually own actual source books, but I never read them because reading is for losers, I say, as someone who owns like 1,000 books. Not an exaggeration. But I was introduced into 4th edition, and then we all kind of collectively decided that the majority of 5th edition sucked, and like we haven't even touched 6th edition, I don't think. But yeah, some things I'm not terribly familiar with, and I don't know what rulebook this is running off of, because sometimes, you know, people like 3rd edition more, which is what happened with 5th edition. They were like, oh man, we have a huge hard-on for 3rd edition, so fuck everything that was introduced in 4th edition, and we're going to specifically fuck over the Technomancers. Fuck you, Technomancers, we hate you, and I'm really annoyed by that, because I like Technomancers as a concept. I'm really bad at playing them. Rant over. Sam Watts. The screen leaps to life, making you squint against its brightness. The face on the screen is laughing. Sam Watts. Hey, buddy, hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. He giggles. He drinks again. Or worse. Shouldn't I have given you my comm code? Oh, hey, that's another one that gets used in Cyberpunk as well. Gonk. Shouldn't have given you my comm code. You're zoned. Where have you been, Sam? I haven't heard from you in months. What kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be a nice... I usually like to be a nice person. I'm gonna go with the middle option. Another giggle. Oh, don't bother with your side of the conversation. I'm not really here. Just one reason for this vid. Someone finally geeked me. I'm dead. I probably had it coming. Yeah, I agree. When you're an unsavory character like myself, you tend to associate with other unsavory characters who often partake in unsavory business. Like you, for example. So, why am I dead? Who knows? Probably my fault. You said that already. I wonder where you are right now. I bet you had a big payday and you're living high on the hog somewhere. Some of us are born winners and some of us are me. Well, if it makes you feel any better, dead dude, I'm not doing so hot. Hey, you remember that Renraku run when things went to hell and we lost Dowd? Or that makeshift saloon on the docks afterward? I really had your back that night, didn't I? Dowd, that's a name you haven't heard in a long time. Was that it? Are we done? Okay. What's happening? Oh, we're having a flashback. 3 years ago, a makeshift bar on the Seattle docks, the night Dowd went down. Sangoma, New Larry. Alright, let's talk to you. New Larry. You've been running with New Larry for about 6 months now. He's a combat mage with a bad tattoo and a bad attitude. He knew Dowd almost as well as you did. Dowd. Never saw anyone die like that before. Idiot. He shakes his head. I hate this fragging city, Saul. It's wet, and the rain feels like acid, and I want out of here. We wait for the money. Yeah, sure, of course. I'll wait all night if I have to. I don't know, Saul. Sam is a good guy and can hold his own in a fight, but he's been hitting the bottle pretty good lately. Never on a run so far, but he needs washing. He shakes his head. That run went sideways 9 ways to Sunday. Now the fixer is late. That bastard better show we need the money. Smell funny to you? What do you think we should do? This one. Hell yeah, it smells funny. Look at where he set up the meeting. This is supposed to be a public place. Cut the dreck, Sam. We both know why Dowd went down, and it wasn't the fixer or some other paranoid chip dream of yours. Sam smiles a toothy smile. I've been waiting for this all night. Knew Larry has something he wants to say, don't you, Larry? Go ahead, spill it. Knew Larry, you were sloppy. Sam Watts. He laughs. Sloppy? You think I was sloppy? You've been twitchy all day, son. Look at your hands. They're shaking. You been drinking, Sam? On a run? No, not a drop. Not today, not ever. Something dawns on him. He leans into New Larry, amused and dangerous. We were set up, and he knows it. Don't you, Larry? What was that call you made before we hit Renraku? How come we couldn't geek that guy before he unloaded on Dowd? I've seen you fling a lightning bolt, son. He should have been burnt toast before his gun cleared the holster. New Larry checks his watch, licks his lips, look over your shoulder at the darkness. He's looking for someone, and it's not the fixer. Okay, I can see where this is going. You chummers are damaged. I'm out. Did you keep us here long enough, Larry? Hands where I can see them, asshole. How much did they pay to sell us out late? Let's say this one. He stops to smile, slowly appearing his face. Looks that way. Sorry, Saul. I kind of like you. I just like money better. Wow, what a dick. Sangoma. We've got incoming. Wow, you've been silent for the whole entire time. Why haven't you been talking before until now? He's just like, yeah, I don't fucking like talking to you nerds. Larry relaxes and shows you a dreck-eating grin. Looks like my new Renraku friends are finally here. They're gonna take that hard drive off your corpse, buddy. What about Chummer? Come on. We should choose our friends more carefully, Saul. At least we have each other. That guy was never my friend. Buy a drink after this. This is gonna be an asshole. Mine either. Think I'll shoot him. Oh, he's gone. Leave the mage. Kill the others. What are you doing? Why did you run away and then run back? Turn-based combat. Yeah, I fucking love turn-based combat. I fucking hate turn-based combat. Okay. Here's me. Just fuck this guy in particular. Oh, okay. He had that coming. Sure did. Hi. Wow, Sangoma's doing a lot of damage. Maybe I should have put them in cover. Now that I think about it. I think we're done. I think they're all dead. Yeah? Oh. There's people behind us. Okay. Whoop. Get fucked. Oh, wow! Fucking crit damage. Love it. Love to see it. Oh, there's more. Shit. God damn it. This is bad. They have a shaman. Okay, well, I don't know what you want me to do, bud. Line of sight blocked. Oh, that sucks. Now can I kill you? Missed. Ah. Still missed. Oh, that worked, I guess. I'm gonna go this way. I'm out of ammo. Reload for one. Oh, line of sight's still blocked. Okay. Run. I'm just... Get wrecked, little motherfucker, piece of shit. Whee! Oh yeah, I should probably reload. Oh, hi. How's it going? You're just like right here, huh? Ah, damn. Get wrecked. I'm thinking out maybe I probably could have gotten away with like a higher difficulty, but also like maybe it's just because this is like the tutorial and it's like this isn't indicative of how difficult the game would be in the future. Sangoma lowers her gun and eyes Sam. You okay, Sam? Sam's breathing is heavy and he looks shaken. That was a hell of a thing. You don't look so good, Sam. You're born for this gig, Saul. Me, not so much. I think I'm gonna hang it up. Find a nice brothel somewhere. Stay drunk until I croak. What about you? I think I'll find a better class of people to hang out with. Jesus Christ, like, I mean, Sangoma was pretty chill. Yeah, I'll find a safe house out of town, lay low. Ranraku has a long memory. I do too. I don't forget my friends. You stare at Sam's face on your comm link. Shake off the memory. Focus. I had your back that night, didn't I? Now I'm asking myself, who would care if I die? Who would give a rat's ass? Better or worse, your name's on the top of the list. Maybe it's the only name on the list. So, I set up a dead man switch to send you this call. I got 100,000 new yen insurance policy payable when you find who creased me. Alive with a conviction or in a body bag with justification. Either works. Contact with my law firm. Rogers, Mingert, and McCain. When the job is done, they'll know what to do. He turns to his left. Chet. Handsome boy. The camera swivels to show a well-dressed man sitting next to Sam. Pursuant to Mr. Watt's wishes, Rogers, Mingert, and McCain has installed a secure, dedicated phone line so you may contact us directly when the task is complete. We will then begin a verification process. Note that you must also be on a secure landline to access this number. We will not accept transmissions from comlinks or other devices. The camera swivels back to Sam. Sam straightens up, talks seriously. First time. Look, Saul, I've led a direct life, and I probably left a direct corpse. I've hurt people. Hurt myself. I don't know. Maybe I just want the last word. Maybe I just want someone to give a crap that I sucked air for a while. What do you say? Just... I'd say I've traded a drinking buddy for a paycheck. That's so callous. I'd say my schedule's pretty clear right now. Hope you just said yes. I've got a locator chip slotted in my head these days. When my heart stops, it'll activate. That's how you'll find me. See you on the slab. I guess I'm headed back to Seattle. Rest in peace, Sam. See you in Seattle. Well, Seattle can't be any worse than the Seattle to that one. Just... So one thing I kind of like about Seattle, from the times when I was, like, reading, get that sweater off, I'm too warm. When I was reading, you know, the source books, or sometimes the Wikia, which is really bad, by the way. More people need to update it. Not me, because I don't know what I'm doing. But Seattle, it's part of the UCAS, but it's not, like, in the UCAS. It's in the middle of the NAN. So it's like... it's like a white people reserve, is how I put it. Because I think with the NAN, it's like, all the native people sort of like, you know, when everything collapsed, we're like, okay, this is our place now. Because it was our place before and you took it from us and we're taking it back. And Seattle's like right in the middle of it and it's just there. And I don't know why, it just makes me laugh. Serves you right. Or something, I don't know. The dead band switch. Your plane hits the SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. The chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in the cramped back seat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of the Redmond Barrens. I think the Barrens are sort of like a ghetto of sorts, and that's where the orcs tend to live. And it also tends to be like full of sinless, like illegal people, and like back alley shit and stuff. Organ grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for Nguyen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. It seems this is where Sam Watt's body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of death and bleach. How nice. I'm in the back. Okay. Anything to look at in here? Guess not. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. Gross. I'll talk to you in a minute. I want to look around. Because that's what you do in RPGs, right? You run around and you click on things and hopefully find some Nguyen in a basket. Alright, I guess not. What's up, dude? No, I want to say hi. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job," a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. His name is Dresden. Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, ma'am? Are you the coroner? I'm John Dresden, the Organ Grinders branch manager here, so yeah, that makes you the franchise area's coroner too. And you are? Just no one you've ever heard of. Now tell me about Sam Watts. I was gonna be professional. Saul, I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder. He frowns. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client, but what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here. I see. Well, you're right. He is here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet, what with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So who told you he was dead? Sam's digital ghost, or Sam did when his... I don't want to tell him that I'm going to get 100,000 Nguyen, because that sounds like a great way to get myself mugged later. Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch. The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. A dead man switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on one earlier. He's over here. I had a feeling it was going to be him. He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one's downtown. Ripper, huh? I guess the classics never go out of style. Emerald City Ripper. Gonna do that one. He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, a Ripple... All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watt's liver was cleanly cut out. And Sam was considered like a heavy drinker. So that could be like something about, like, he takes body parts related to someone's vices. Because if he's just selling body parts, an alcoholic's liver is not one you want to sell. Those tend to get fucked. That's what killed my dad, ultimately, is he completely fucked his liver from drinking too much. How about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed. McCluskey. For some reason, that name is fucking me up. McCluskey. Dresden, get out of here. I think he's a troll. I'm here about the new Ripper Vic, Sam Watts. Oh. I'm just gonna look at the body. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet, his face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest, there's a small, pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on the body. You can examine the evidence through the bag without spoiling it. So let's look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. So that's probably a brothel. I don't 100% remember the context of this, but there's something about like seamstresses and that being like code word for prostitutes. Look at the cred stick. It's a standard, cheap, unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Might now. You slot the cred stick into your PDA. 300 new yen is added to your account. Oh wow. And I think the way new yen works is it's really similar to like the Japanese yen, where a yen is basically like a cent, at least when you like put it up to exchange against like the US dollar. So I got $3. Although the price range and things in Shadowrun is all sorts of fuck. All sorts of fuck. We have a joke song based on something I said, where I said it was like it would be cheaper to build a house out of bullets, and someone was like, that sounds like the most depressing country song. And so it's, I built my house out of bullets, da-na-na-na-na, you know, shit like that. And I forget what name we gave the guy, but then we also came up with follow-up songs like my girlfriend is an elf, I don't know how to feel about that. And then also it's like, my girlfriend left with my truck, you know, because we're all stupid and we think it's funny. Let's look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Oh. That's gross. Look at the handwritten note. You can only see part of the note given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that that's probably argued. We have been long to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. So he was meeting someone, and maybe she fucked him over. Hello, sir. Can I talk to you? There we go. Towering over the diminutive coroner is a homicide detective right out of central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts, named familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? Oof. The coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. He chortles. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Wow, I hate you. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. The Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic that removes a single internal organ while they're alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone, from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. Well, fuck you. You're not any help either. Do your own damn job. The Lone Star detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? I can't threaten him. I'm the nobody who didn't hear nothing. You new in town. You the welcoming committee? Are you the detective of this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. I kind of want to do the first one. Or the second one. Because it's really funny. I'm going to be polite. The dreck you were. You get anywhere near my investigation and it will be you on the slab, elf. Wow, you're so mean. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. I don't like him. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? I've created Tinder parties too. I don't do friends. Well, he didn't really seem like my type. He cocks his head to the side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm gonna be nice. Sam was there when I needed him. I'm gonna return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 new yen a week on his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Dresden pauses, considering. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead of my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? On the take? Who's paying to hold his leash? I don't know, but someone with major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career. And wallet. What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Sounds like you disagreed with the findings. My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. Have you heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You'd probably like it. Me, I'm not really the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus, the dead are just easier to get along with. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in the first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of new yen, but individual organs, not worth as much anymore, what with all these synth and cyber stuff on the market these days. Organ Grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from, either. I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you can find anything useful? Do you know where the murder site is or not? Dresden says nothing. A sly smile plays across his face as he turns back to his work, whistling a tune. So, sometimes there's noises in the background, and I'm not sure if they mean something or if they're just part of the ambient music. Basic med kit. Doc Wagon basic trauma kit. Yay! Anything else? The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's really warm for cold storage. Holy shit. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. He's probably still alive. Whoa! Easy there! I knew it. Jake Armitage. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. Yeah, so for those who don't know, in Shadowrun, they have a sort of like a side stat of sorts called essence, and you think you start with 6, and anytime you put in any sort of like cyberware or bioware, like be it like tailored pheromones, cyber eyes, a whole new arm, you lose essence, because it's the idea is that you're losing connection to your body, and so you just sort of you're not as in tune with your body anymore because you've lost pieces of it and you're replacing it with machines, which aren't you, essentially. And the closer you get to 0, like I think especially once you're below like 1 essence, you get closer to being like a cyber zombie. I think the cyberpunk equivalent would be like cyberpsychosis, I guess. But you're very disassociative because like this isn't really your body anymore. You've replaced it with machines. And there's a lot of people who like have criticism for this, because it's like this idea that like, oh, you're less human if you've lost body parts or whatever. I don't really think that's really what they're trying to say, because it's also a balancing thing, so you can't be like super trucked out cybernetics, but also you can throw magic, because the lower your essence is, the higher your maximum magic and resonance for technomancer skills can be. So You can have cybernetics and stuff. It's just that your pools that you're taking from magic and resonance are much lower because for each essence you've lost, because you round down. So if you're like at 5.9 essence, it's considered like a 5 essence, and then you lose a pool from your magic or whatever. So it's a balancing thing. But I don't really see it the same way some people who criticize it do, saying that like, oh, you're less human. I think it just means that you have less of a connection with your body because you've cut off and removed and replaced parts of your actual body. But like, you know, people can think what they want. That's my interpretation of it. People have other interpretations. So anyway, the fact that this guy has shaman tattoos and so is possibly a shaman, but he's also gone and put in cyberware a data jack, which is how you do hacking in this system, except in 4th edition, where you hack through your comlink. That's a really interesting take. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. But do I look like a damn alarm clock? Sorry, I didn't expect you to be so alive. Yeah, Justin thinks he's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this one on. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I notice you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. I'll be polite to people who, like, I'm gonna do jobs with, but if they're like my friends, I'll be rude to them. Or if I don't like them, I'll be rude to them. Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy. Always in trouble over something or other, though. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John, is this lady cool? I'm super cool. Yeah, she's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help her out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses, might be sizing up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are... I'm still waiting for you at the ending of your story. Call me Saul, I'll do that. Nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging out at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I'd be laying low for a few days after a bad run. Mrs. Kabuto asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. He winces. Damn, maybe I need some psych-half after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off of my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out well for the gangers. Yeah, I think the Halloweeners are a gang. It's gangers, but like a particular gang. I think I've heard of them before, but we didn't really deal with gangs much in any of the games I played. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. Great, so you don't know anything about his death. I know they found his body a block away from the Union, just lying there in broad daylight. That's the Barrens for you! Jake looks down, his expression masked by chrome and crimson glass. Shame, though. Wish I'd been there if those slagging gangers hadn't come along. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. The leader's got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night. Trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. Wow, fuck you. What do you say? I don't work for free. I fight. I get paid in Nguyen, not tours. I do like a bit of street justice every now and then it's nice having someone watch your back up there, assuming you can trust them. I'm gonna be an asshole and be like, I don't work for free. Guess I'm the same in your shoes. Fine. There's a credit set with 1,000 Nguyen with your name on it. Help me dust those gangers and it's yours. Make it 1,500. Hard bargainer. Alright, 1,500 it is, but you better be worth it. I'm good for the fight if you're good for the money. Great. I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers, but that stretch of the Barren is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this Morgan one piece without packing some heat. He yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? I like to keep my distance. Got a rifle? You don't like library windows, do you? Never mind. Here's a rifle you can borrow. So, ready for an evening out on the town? What are you doing, cat? Is that right? I'm gonna go shoot up some gangers. You don't care, do you? Okay. Just a minute, tell me more about these gangers first. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol is a flaming jack-o'-lantern, but you wouldn't like their vision of trick-or-treating much. Hi, cat. You're crawling all over my lap again. Hi. What is it? Just be a great time for me to have a webcam or something, but I don't, so I'm sorry you don't get to see the cat. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He sounds like Pope. He's got all the Halloweeners and the Barons looking for me. We take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. Just watch my back, don't make me regret this. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't looking for you. Yet. I very much like that yet. Are you gonna follow me, or? Yes, he is. Can I talk? No. Okay. You can't do anything that isn't explicitly related to progression, I suppose. Oh wait, can I go in here? No. Let's leave. Head out into the Barrens? Yes.